a team that is consistently not very good at the moment is Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, Matthew, who they need a new manager desperately. What is taking so long? Who are the candidates? What is going on?
I don't know who the candidates are, because I think what is quite interesting is nobody's really guessing. Normally you get a bit of circulation going around, going, "Oh yeah, well actually, Jeonbuk might fancy this manager." It's nothing. It feels like nobody has a clue. Nobody has a clue what they're doing. I mean, what we do know is at the beginning, it was thought, we'll go back for their last year's caretaker manager, Kim Do-hyun. He is actually reasonably well rated as a young up-and-coming coach. Wasn't sure whether that would have been the right choice, but he did get the team firing last season for 8 games. But anyway, whether that would have been the right decision or not, I have no idea. Probably not, in my opinion, but probably better than what we've got now, which is this, led by Park Won-jae, but it's a mixture of 3 players kind of leading the team to try and get through these games while they wait. And they're waiting on Park Ji-sung, who's decided as technical director that we need a foreign manager again, because that clearly worked last time. And it's just, it's unfathomable. I listened to the podcast last week, and I agree with everything. Why isn't there a list? I've been saying it as well myself. Why does a club like Jeonbuk not have these managers lined up ready? Again, Petrescu, they knew he was going. You couldn't have asked for more of a head start than there was about 2 weeks worth of, if he loses to Ulsan, he's gone. If he loses to Ulsan, he's gone, or something. And then, he got through Ulsan. There was 2 more games after that. You think somebody must have a list ready, because they're already thinking about it. This is going to be a swift, quick decision, gets replaced. But instead, here we are. And it seems like, to me, that they're waiting for the European seasons to finish, because that's when there might be some managers available. And, well, if we're hoping for Klopp, that ain't happening. But it's ridiculous, because nobody's even bothered to think. And I think that's the problem. The problem with the last one as well. You want to bring in a manager, we're at the bottom of the table, want to bring in a manager who's new to the country, let alone the club, and we're expecting them to just hit the ground running. They're going to need time to embed any methods in and have the players get on side and things. At this point, it has to be a career manager. It has to be a proven career manager. And I'm sick of saying Kim Do-hyun, but he is the ideal candidate. And now maybe he has been approached. Maybe that's why he's not even being linked with it. Maybe he wants to steer himself away from this job. He hasn't completely lost all his ties with Jeonbuk. He was at the beginning of the first match of the season celebrating 30 years with the club. And yeah, we've joked about, the Kim Do-hyun bunker in previous for long listening listeners. But yes, we've joked about his inability to bottle things, but he is a proven manager and he would get that team fighting. I mean, that's what he did at Incheon as well. He gets teams fighting, at least. And that's what Jeonbuk need right now. They just need somebody to come in and tell them, what the hell are you doing? And it's just not working. And there's also, there's other things out of Jeonbuk's control as well as injuries. Hernandez injured again. We've got Kwon Chang-hun. What was that signing? He hasn't even seen the pitch. Got Thiago's not firing. He's first in the league for shots off target at the moment. He's had 22 shots at goal, 6 on target, 1 goal. That is last season's joint top scorer. One of last year's highest scorers, Thiago, unable to even get it on frame. I know you've got to deliver the ball to him. I know he's not always been played the same way as he's been played at Daejeon, but he hasn't forgotten what a goal looks like. Or, well, evidently he has, apparently. We've got Vinicius, sorry. He's he hasn't played since April. He disappeared. Nana Boateng, he's got more cards than Clinton's. He's a liability. He got sent off again against.
He should have got sent off against Incheon.
He would have been sent off against Incheon as well. What's he playing at? Has he not worked out yet how it works here? Has he not worked out how football works? Because both were deserved reds. He was reckless and out of control at the weekend, no matter how much he argues. I saw that and I thought, well, that's off. I knew he was gone. And we've also lost Lee Dong-jun and Meng Sang-eun to military. Lee Dong-jun just finding his feet. Meng Sung-han, he was doing all right in the centre midfield. They're big losses. We've got Thomas Petrasek, centre back, best B team defender in K-League 4.
Highest paid player in K4, surely.
Yeah. So some of those are Petrescu signings, Anna Boateng and Petrescu. So, let's be honest here, Petrescu got some signings wrong here. I still think he was not the right manager.
Well, Petrasek looked okay, but he hasn't really played that much. He hasn't really. Obviously, we don't see what he's like in training, and obviously he must not be doing very well. But when he's played, he's looked decent.
I also asked the question: did Jeonbuk need a centre back last year? I know Hong Jong-ho was injured quite a bit, but they still had Tung Tae-up. They still had some decent players at centre back. What was needed was firepower, and I mean they've gone for that as well. I mean, to be honest, Thiago is a good buy. Hernandez is a good buy. It's just gone wrong. On paper, you think, well, actually, those were reasonably good signings, but it's just again, Jeonbuk are just sailing. This week is the first week where I've noticed in the press all of them have started saying, "Oh, is it going to be relegation? This has happened to Suwon," and there's still that part. They're too big to go down. They're too big to go down. What about? They're going to start firing, and they probably are. They're probably going to start going up the league. None of us here can really see them going down, but that's how it happens. That's how these teams go down. That's how Suwon just that's how it sailed away. That's how Seoul nearly went down in 2018. That's how Songnam disappeared off the face of the planet. Jeonbuk are too big to go down, but the budget they're on just makes it unbelievable that they're in this absolute state. And if this manager they're bringing in, whoever it may be, whatever is in this mystery box that Park Ji-sung is bringing over, it better be good, because if it's not, he needs to go. The board need their head feeling, because it's unfathomable that a team that spends this much money and puts this much in can just faff about and just say, don't worry, we'll be fine with former players, because that nostalgia.
Yeah.
Let's all think about that time we won stuff. I like to think about it again in the present day, quite frankly. So, just, Park Ji-sung, you got one. This better be a good choice, because I'm sick of the celebrity appointment here. And Di Matteo, I don't know what he's doing. I mean,
can't he be manager?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Give him a go. End of the season.
The thing is, I'll tell you what, did you feel, as soon as Boateng got sent off and you're winning 2-0 at that point, did you have a feeling?
Did I think it was over? Yeah, because that's how it's been for the last few games. It's just, we don't need to see out games anymore. With Jeonbuk, we're going to win it. Like, for God's sake, they've forgotten how to see out a game. They lose focus. I don't know whether the decisions, like bringing on players, bringing off players, is ruining. Are they're making it, doing the wrong thing? It doesn't seem which combination of players you took out there. They don't know how to see out something. And this is a team that's won title after title, and now just can't see themselves past the 70-minute mark without panicking. I saw it. I just, to be honest, I thought it'd only be 2-2. I thought, we've lost that lead. That's 2 points dropped. I didn't think Suwon would get 3 goals back just purely because they're Suwon. I thought, well, they're not that good at getting late goals. Well, fool me wrong. And as Luke pointed out last week, Suwon FC, they love a late goal. And, don't they just?
Well, Alex called it too. I spoke to him at half-time because his game had started, obviously the earlier game, and I was there, and he popped into my little booth at half-time, and he said, Suwon FC are going to win this. And I was like, no. Not sure about that, but there we go. And well, Park Won-jae, the sort of man placed in charge at the moment, he was asked at the end of the press conference what if he could say something to the club, what would he say? And he said, "Well, nothing specific other than quickly appoint a good manager. The players are waiting as well, and after three straight defeats, everyone is feeling a bit downtrodden. The club is in need of a change." So
I feel bad for him because he's just. I mean, I feel a pang of sympathy for the guy because he is the caretaker. He's just trying his best, and he loves the club. He's been with the club through a lot, and it's like he's there at the helm, having to watch this and not really know what to do. And
there's
people
also
above him should responsibility, and they're not.
Yeah, I think two things about this, right? It's like they've just written the season off, which is an insult to the fans, in my opinion. You've already admitted now that you're already 8 points behind the top 4, right? It's not a lot, really, in the grand scheme of things, but you've got yourself that gap to make up. It's also, I think, arrogance to suggest that you can just wait around and then not act and not bring in a new manager. Like, you're bottom of the table heading into round 13. That's unheard of for Jeonbuk.